I am Tony Bellew and you are watching Toffee TV.
Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the Tactics Show. Call it the Tactics Show. It's basically just a nice big telly with some nice graphics on it. I'm joined by Les Roberts, super journalist extraordinaire. Does everything.
I've got a clue about tactics though.
Well, you know, there's a man stood in the dugout that might be exactly the same as you. Anyway, Les, this is the team that I think the manager will pick for this weekend's cup tie with Chelsea. Last week, a few people were saying, that's not the team, you know, what are you on about being negative? It wasn't the team that I would have picked.
Yeah.
When we done it last week, it was the team I thought the manager would pick. I put Baines in, Baines didn't play, so it shows you what I know. So let's have a little look at this. We've got basically, obviously, Joel's continuing in goal.
Yep.
Yeah. Oviedo, Funes Mori, Jagielka, Seamus Coleman. Then a four across the middle, Lennon, McCarthy, Gareth Barry to come back in, Tom Cleverley to come back in, Ross Barkley and Romelu Lukaku. That's the team that I think Roberto Martinez will go for at the weekend.
Yeah, I think it's a decent shout. He's going to go back to playing it safe again. I think he played the 3-4-3 kind of formation, whatever it was in the first half against West Ham, which did kind of work to a degree, but as soon as we went down to 10 men he had to swap it, so I think he will probably revert back to type with something like this. I don't know if he might bring, or he might be tempted to bring Stones back in ahead of Murray. He was susceptible for all three, really, wasn't he? And I'd actually like to see Baines back in, like you said last week.
Yeah.
I like Oviedo, and he's a good runner and that, and he's a good player, but he's not Baines. I think I said that last time. He's not Baines.
I mean, Baines, I think Oviedo's great at doing these runs, isn't he? But Baines, he's a footballer, Baines, isn't he? He's a little bit better on the ball. I mean, there's obviously a shout for Oviedo playing further forward to give us that little bit of pace, because he likes to get forward, doesn't he? Cleverly back in.
He probably will. Yeah, I think after we fell apart at the weekend, he's gonna go back to playing it safe, and that's his safest formation, isn't it? Really.
Yeah.
He's got Lennon who he can trust running up and down the wing. He's got Cleverly who he trusts. So I think he probably will go with that.
Gareth Barry back in. He'll be back in, won't he?
Definitely.
Without a
chest
shadow.
infection or not, he'll be back in.
He'll be back, and then obviously Ross and Rom there. Yeah, I mean, this is the team that I think he will play. I mean, there's arguments for Baines to come in here. I wouldn't bring John Stones back in this weekend, because I know Funes Mori didn't have his greatest game at the weekend, but I think I would still stick with that, because defensively, okay, Saturday was a shocker, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But in general, of late, that's been not too bad. I agree with you. I think Baines potentially could come back in. I'm going to use my gizmo here, which I'd love to be able to move these around a bit like Gary Neville, but I can't, so it's back to a PlayStation 3 remote control. This is a team that I think could cause Chelsea some problems. Now, this is a team that I might be tempted to play, but I don't know why I left Oviedo in there, because I should have put Baines there. But how about this? How about this for putting them on the back foot?
That would do, yeah. I mean, it'd be nice to see De La Feu back, because he's hardly figured, has he?
No.
And Rome's goals have kind of dried up a bit since he's been out, so it would be good to see him back.
And I think he can do this job here.
Yeah.
I honestly do. I think Cleverley will come in, of course, but I'm just having a little bit of fun here with another way of playing against Chelsea at the weekend. I think Aaron Lennon, fantastic. He's been great, and he needs to play, and he's brilliant on the right. He's been great for us, but I'm like you. I think De La Feu gives us a little bit different, and we're not winning. So, but why not mix it up? Why not mix it up? Why not try Aaron down the left, getting up and down, running at them, coming inside, creating chances? Obviously Ross would have to be more disciplined, but I think he can do that.
Yeah,
I think if you say drop back and stay, and then use these areas to break, as long as these two shield your back four, Ross can join in. Yeah, it's a bit open, and maybe it's not the right time to do it against Chelsea, but we need something different, because if we go out and do exactly the same thing again, it's going to end up with another home defeat.
Well, you know. Yeah, and it's we've got to win this one.
Is there anyone in there who you would change that? You say he was to go with that, or is there any?
I'd like to see Bezic in there. I don't know.
I mean, I've left Mo Bezic, so let me just say Bezic is amazing. So
I might stick him in ahead of McCarthy, because he does bring more to it. He does all McCarthy's running around, but he's a better player, isn't he?
I mean, ideally we want to see Bezic and McCarthy as our midfield too, don't we? And but you know, we saw a bit of it Saturday, but unfortunately they were up against an extra man, so we couldn't quite appreciate how good those two could be as a pair. I mean, he done his little run for the penalty was majestic, wasn't he? And the celebration when he got it was just out of this world. Yeah, I mean, Bezic could obviously come, and I think he'll play him.
Yeah.
The other, I suppose the other way of doing it, although I don't really like to do it, is push Ross into a wide area and just have maybe Lennon and Barkley covering the left, and then that allows Mo Bezic to come in as well. Ross, he's not disciplined enough as he gets a bit lost, but that's just one way of looking at it. Let's have a look at how Chelsea, boss this, isn't it? How Chelsea lined up last Saturday. Now, obviously, they played with Traore, Costa, still carrying, he's still, I think they were resting him ahead of the Champions League game. This has been done before the Champions League game, of course. This is how Chelsea lined up last week. Do you expect Costa to come in instead of Traore up there, or Pato? He's a player we've not seen much of there.
I think he'll go with Costa, won't he? They're going to take this seriously.
Yeah, they've got to.
Unless,
of course, they've beaten PSG and then they're in the next round. They're at them thinking.
Yeah, I still think he'll go for it.
I mean, you look at them; they're still a strong side.
The thing is, though, we can trouble them too.
Oh God,
we can cause them all sorts of trouble.
Problems. Obviously, Costa being up there, Oscar. These two as well in here, when we've got Ped sneaking in. Ped, is there anything you want to say about the Chelsea side? Will it be like this? No, he's not even interested.
Give up.
So, obviously the Chelsea team could be totally different to this. This is just how they lined up at home to Stoke City in the last Premier League game. Let me just stress again, this is before the PSG game, so any of these could pick up injuries. The whole back four might get injured. This is just how they lined up. But I would fancy us if this was their 11 that they put out. I would fancy us.
Yeah, I don't think we've got anything to fear against them. We've already beat them. All right, there's no Naismith this time, but I don't think we've got anything to worry about. If we play to our best, we can beat them.
Yeah,
it's just whatever turns up on the day, innit? And whatever the manager does with the subs.
Fingers crossed. Let me know what you think about how we should line up at the weekend. Would you like to see Deulofeu come back in? Aaron Lennon? Would you like to see Mo Bezic start? How do you think Chelsea will line up? Can we beat Chelsea? Let me know in the comments section below. Don't forget to give us a subscribe. 7,300 odd now, so thank you very much for that. Follow us on Twitter at Toffee TV 1. Follow or like us on Facebook. Listen, I don't even know the Facebook address, so just basically got Toffee TV EFC or something like that in Facebook. And I'll catch you next time on Toffee TV.